Hello, can you hear me?
Hey there, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty okay. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's just a rainy day today. It's been pouring all day here in Florida.
I was about to ask where you are. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's been overcast here in Texas, but it hasn't been raining, so it's been pretty okay.
Yeah, I have family in Texas. I think I told you last time. They're in San Antonio.
Yeah, not too far away. I'm over in Houston, so it's about a couple hours drive. But as anybody in Texas will tell you, you can drive for 10 hours in Texas and still be in Texas. So a 2 hour drive is basically nothing.
Yeah, it's about 9 hours to get out of Florida from where I am.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I definitely do want to talk about the Iran war. I will say I used to live in Spain, going back into this driving conversation. I used to live in Spain, and you could literally, when I was in Barcelona, you could drive to France in like 3 hours. But also, when I was living in Barcelona, I took these Spanish classes because, I wanted to improve my Spanish, which, by the way, never happened. But every single immigrant that was in these classes that I was at, most of them were from Iran. So after hearing for years and years from them about the different situations, like how they don't want to go back to their country because they're scared they're going to get enlisted into the military and they're going to do awful things to them, and all this stuff about them like begging. This was back when Biden was president too. They were like, please, 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 I want Biden to take out the Ayatollah. That's what they were wishing back then. And then when Trump became president, they were telling me the same thing again. I figured they were going to get the Ayatollah eventually, but when I heard that they did it on the first strike, I was personally really impressed. Like, regardless of, if you think the war is good or not, but taking out the supreme leader on the first strike is crazy.
Yeah, so I want to make something very clear. I am not a fan of the Ayatollah, either the past one or the current present one. I'm not a fan of the administration. I think that they are morally unethical. They're certainly not democratic in any way that would be meaningful, despite the fact that they technically have elections. They have a president, but again, that president is beholden to essentially a theological dictator. So I am certainly no fan of the current Iranian regime. That's not my problem with what's going on in Iran. Um, I look at it more from a utilitarian perspective and more of a perspective of harm reduction and what I see right now going on in Iran and um, basically the reasoning for this war, I just find it completely false. I think we are spending our treasure, our blood, our young people in a war that is essentially meaningless because while they did take out the Ayatollah on the first day, that didn't change the government. That hasn't changed one single bit. And quite frankly, the idea that we're going to somehow affect any kind of real regime change in Iran without going in on the ground in a physical war, which will cost so many more lives, both for the Iranian people and for our own troops, is ridiculous. We're not going to be able to do it by an air campaign. It's not going to happen. And so at the end of the day, what I look at this is we are basically wasting money for what? What is the real reason? Why are we doing this? Because I was told and reassured about a year ago when we launched our first attacks on Iran that we had completely decimated their nuclear program and that they would not be able to get a nuclear bomb for the next 10 years. So either that was a lie then or they are lying now. And if that's the case, I want to know what the reason is for it.
I get what you're saying. I didn't hear anything about the 10-year, anything about being decimated for 10 years. I mean, I don't know how they would make that claim.
That is what Donald Trump specifically said, and I can send you it's literally on video. He said it during a press conference when we launched the strikes. So I can send you the video.
He said they won't be able to make nuclear weapons for 10 years.
Yes. Yep.
Well, that's true because we're going to keep bombing them.
Completely decimated over a year ago when we launched the first strikes.
Okay.
No. Over a year ago.
Okay, I can agree with that, but what about the uranium?
Limited amount of strikes right after he became president.
But what about the recent intelligence agency coming out and saying that the uranium is shot underground from all the bombing and they're trying to dig up the uranium? What do you think about that?
I think that they were, I'll be quite honest with you. I think when we launched our initial strikes last year, that it was a political maneuver to gain popularity, and we did not completely destroy their nuclear program. And I think he lied about it.
I think we did destroy their nuclear program, according to our intelligence.
I think that Iran.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. Go ahead.
So how does that work? No, it's fine. But how does that work then? We destroyed their nuclear program last year. It was February of last year when we launched our initial strikes. Donald Trump said we completely destroyed their nuclear program and they will not be able to enrich uranium enough to be able to create a bomb for the next decade. That's what he said a year ago.
Okay, that's true.
Then the whole explanation for why we're bombing Iran now is because their nuclear program was, and I have been hearing this for literally 30 years now. I remember that Iran is 1 week away from getting a nuclear bomb, so we got to take them out. We have to do it. Like, either we completely destroyed their nuclear program a year ago to the point that they aren't going to be able to create a bomb within the next 10 years. Either that was the case, or we did not do it. So, it's a dichotomy. One of these things has to be correct. So either they lied then or they're lying now. And I'd like to know what the answer to that is.
The answer to that is all those things are true. The nuclear program is destroyed. They're not going to be able to build a nuclear program for the next 10 years because we're going to be bombing them and attacking them. And the uranium, the reason that we went back there is not because they rebuilt their nuclear program. The reason we went back there is because they were digging the uranium out of the ground. We destroyed the nuclear program. We have photos of it. We have evidence. We have physical evidence that the nuclear sites are destroyed. But the reports say from the Mossad and from the CIA that they're digging it out.
I'm sorry, Euro. I'm going to have to push back on that. Back in February of 2025, the reports were that Iran had enriched uranium up to 50%.
60%.
No. 50% back in February of 2025. The justification for launching these strikes this year, this time, this go around, was that they were enriching uranium up to 60%. So either the nuclear program was destroyed back in 2025 or it wasn't. It cannot be both. They cannot just have suddenly created a whole nuclear program to be able to continue enriching uranium over the last 8 months to the point that they were able to start enriching uranium back up to 60%, or we did not actually destroy it. And I just want to know what the answer is. And my problem is this administration lies so constantly about so much that I actually don't know what the truth is anymore at this point because they're a bunch of liars.
Well, I'm looking up right now. When did Iran first have 60% purity in uranium? It said they had 60% purity on uranium April 17th, 2021, according to the World Nuclear News. So they've been having 60%. They didn't go back in because they went from 50 to 60%. I've never heard of any claims of them further enriching uranium.
But Donald Trump said that we destroyed not only their infrastructure, but their nuclear stockpile. He made that very explicit.
What nuclear
He
stockpile?
was talking on the news.
What nuclear stockpile?
Their uranium. Their
Their uranium. We didn't
enriched
no, he never said we
That's-
destroyed their
that's what I mean.
uranium.
That's what I mean by nuclear stockpile. He very clearly and explicitly said we destroyed their entire capability for it. So this idea that, oh, well, we figured out they were digging it up underground, either A, that's incredibly stupid, and you probably should have figured out that they were going to do that, or B, it was just a lie from the beginning.
Well, I have the official statements from Donald Trump right here, from Truth Social, from Trump military stated that the military action was taken because Iran refused to renounce its nuclear ambitions and was continuing to build up his program. He accused the regime of attempting to rebuild their nuclear program following the U.S. strikes in June 2025. And use their ongoing uranium to justify the assault.
Why should I trust what he has to say about anything?
Well, he doesn't know anything. He's just receiving the intel from the United States Intelligence Agency and relaying it to you.
Oh, so he doesn't know anything.
Yeah, he's getting. Argument. Yeah, every leader is getting the information from our intelligence agencies. Where else would he get the information?
Obviously, I don't expect him to be on the ground in Iran.
Okay, so
at their nuclear stockpiles and being able to determine how much the uranium has been enriched up to. That being said, what he says does not necessarily mean or comport with what is actually claimed by our own agencies. And I will go so far as to say our own agency's threat assessments in 2025 said that Iran was not close to or capable of building a weapon-grade nuclear weapon.
Well, that's not what they said out of their own mouth.
Trump's agency said that.
Out of their own mouth, they said in 2023 that they can and will build a nuclear weapon, a nuclear warhead. And in 2006, they said we can and we will build a nuclear warhead. Like, they've said this multiple times throughout history. How many times do they literally have to tell you right to your face, we can and we will build a nuclear warhead? Their politicians have said this on television, and you don't care? You say they're lying?
I'll tell you what, Euro. I can build a nuclear weapon right now in my backyard, and I'm gonna do it.
But you're not the president of Iran.
What statement is that?
Are you the president of Iran? You have no power to do that.
Do you think that countries don't routinely lie for diplomatic reasons?
I think if you have $1 billion, you can.
Politics.
I think if you have $1 billion, you could probably build a nuke if you really wanted to.
I don't think so. I don't think if I had $1 billion and also
they were pretty close to it,
blowing up all of my scientists, I probably wouldn't.
Here we go. I have a discovery right here.
Continuously happened.
The IAEA, yes, they flagged up 84%. 84%.
The IAEA
is 84%.
As of June 2025, said that Iran possessed 404 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium, which is fine. That would be enough for 10 nuclear weapons if the material could be enriched further to full 90% weapons grade. That's fine. But you know what? They did not have the capacity to do it at the time.
2023.
According to Trump, and hold on. And then according to Trump, we completely and totally obliterated that ability to enrich that uranium so that they would not be able to do it for the next 10 years. And then 1 year later, all of a sudden, they're a week away from getting the bomb. And that's why we need to attack them. How does that work?
I'm going to look up if Trump said he's going to stop building it, stop them from building it for 10 years. But I'm pretty sure he never said that. But I can go ahead and go find the facts right now. But what I do know is in 2023, according to the same IAEA that you're talking about, according to them, Iran had uranium in some parts that were up to 83.7% purity. And that's only takes around 2 or 3 weeks to make it into a nuclear warhead at that point.
Yep.
But they were more focused about the bulk.
Apparently in June 2025, we complete, and this is a direct quote, you can look it up. We completely and totally obliterated Iran's nuclear facilities for enriching it. So again, either he was lying then, or he was incorrect then, in which case he's incompetent. This war is just a matter of trying to create a divisive conflict that will continue to have his base support him because he continues to lose support. Even in his key demographics that he absolutely needs, he is continuing to lose support. And a large part of that is because, if you'll recall, Euro, during the election, he was the peace president. He was the.
Well, this is ending another war. This is ending another war. This has been going on for 47 years. This has been going on for 47 years.
No, absolutely not.
Yes, it has. We can break down that, but you have to let me respond. You have to let me respond, though.
Been bombing Iran for 40 years. Hey, you know what? Okay.
Yeah, every couple years we have.
With Iran for 40 years. How many planes has Iran shot down in the last 40 years compared to in the last 6 months?
Well, that's because now we're in Iran now. That's because we're in Iran now. It doesn't mean that we weren't at war with them.
So now we're in Iran. So you would say that that's an escalation at the very least.
Yeah, sure, right? But are you going to let me respond to the 10 billion things you said before about the nuclear stuff, or do you not care to hear the facts about it? Because they don't need to get to 90%.
I will shut up for the next 3 minutes.
Okay, they don't need to get to 90% weapons grade to make to make a weapon. They can make a dirty nuclear bomb. It's not going to be like an official warhead. It's not going to be as good. It could even explode or cause other issues with it. I have no idea. But the same IAEA that you were talking about is the same people that said they had 84% enriched uranium. So they don't even need the enrichment facilities anymore. Trump was not lying. He said the enrichment facilities are gone. Okay, let's pretend they are gone. It only takes it only takes like a month or two to build back a facility. It's not that difficult. It doesn't take years and years and years. And even if it did, we can pretend that for a second they still have enough uranium to build a dirty bomb. We don't even know if they have up to 90% because it only takes 1 or 2 weeks. Either way, they have said in 2023, the same year that the IAEA came out, and that same year when they said they had 84% enriched uranium, that same year that they said that, is the same year that they came out on television and said that they can and will build a nuclear warhead. How many times do they got to try to build a nuclear warhead? And how many times do they got to say death to America and that they want to blow up America and Iran and Israel with a nuclear warhead until we realize that we can't just sit back and do nothing? Like, what are we going to do? Just sit and wait for them to hit Israel with a nuclear warhead? They said multiple times they want to take out the entire country of Israel. So what are we going to do? Just sit back and let them do that? When they do that, Israel's going to launch a bunch of nuclear weapons, and then the whole world is going to end, all because Iran wants to send a bunch of rockets into other countries. And we've seen this before. They bombed multiple countries that had nothing to do with American embassies. We've seen that they're crazy and that they got no sense. So what are we going to do? Just let them keep doing this for years and years?
Okay, well, I've got to go ahead and rewind a little bit on what you just said. What do you mean bomb a bunch of countries that have no U.S. embassies? I think you might have misspoken there, so I want just a little bit of clarification before I address that.
No, they bombed an international airport in another country for no reason.
In Kuwait?
No,
have a US
no, not in Kuwait. In Azerbaijan, where near no Air Force base. There was no base near it. It was on an international airport, a civilian international airport, like an airport that you would go to for traveling. That's what they bombed. They didn't bomb any military crafts or anything like that. They bombed an international airport. That is a international act of terrorism. So that means they have no sense. They're not willing to negotiate. Even recently, a Trump son-in-law, Kushner, and all of them went over there and tried to talk to them for literally days. They were too paranoid to even have a conversation. They wouldn't even pass the safety protocols for Trump's son-in-law to talk to them or anybody to talk with them. They don't even know who's leading their country. They don't. The IRGC is not even in power.
Sorry, can
The
we
regime is
reflect
gone.
you know what? I'm sorry. I want to continue this conversation, but I think we need to reflect on something that is so fucking insane that you're just spouting off like it's a completely normal thing. Why the fuck is Donald Trump's son-in-law, who has no official position within our government, the person who's going to negotiate for us?
Because he negotiates multi-billion-dollar deals.
Are we back in this? No. Is he the king? Are we back in the 1400s?
It's not his king. He's the one that's done business. He knows the
Than the
Arabs.
actual people who have been appointed by the president and been confirmed by the Senate and Congress because Jared fucking Kushner.
It's not just Jared Kushner. It's also he's there with the whole team. He's with everyone. Who else is there? Do you know?
I can't give a shit. Why is he there? Why?
Because he can be there. He knows how he's negotiated multi-billion-dollar deals with Arabs.
He cannot even get a security clearance. He can't even get a security clearance. So why is he there?
What do you mean he can't get a security clearance? Why can't he get a security clearance?
He did not pass the security clearance background check until Donald Trump forcibly pushed it through the NSA to give him clearance.
So why wouldn't they give him clearance? Why wouldn't they pass him? Does he have a criminal record? Criminal record? Does he have a criminal record?
No, he has a record. A criminal record? You don't need a criminal record to not pass a national.
They have to pass you unless you don't have unless they have real reasons.
You have to have. Hold on. You have to have no conflicts of interest.
He has no conflicts of interest. Because he's Jewish, he has conflicts of interest?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so if you're Jewish in America, you have conflicts of...
I'm sorry. No. Hold on. He makes multi-billion-dollar deals with foreign countries that enrich himself and his family. And you're going to go ahead and
that's legal. Yes, that's legal.
He has no conflict of interest.
That's called doing business. That's legal business. That's not with the government. And even if it was with the government, who cares?
That's the whole fucking
point. The government is investing into a private business. He's not in the government. He's not in the government. How's the conflict of interest? He's not in the government.
Then why is he part of the negotiations if he's not in the government? I don't understand why you can't see what the problem is here.
Because he's trying to make a deal for America.
Being involved in our country's diplomatic correspondence with people while he's not in the government and while he has active conflicts of interest on a personal financial level.
What conflicts of interest does he have? Does he do business with Iran? He doesn't do business with Iran. He has no conflicts of interest. He doesn't do business with Iran.
Does he do business with anybody who might have conflicts with Iran?
He does business with America's allies, if that's who you're asking.
Does he do business with?
Yes, he does a business with America's allies. He does business with America allies.
I'm sorry, Euro. Do you not understand what a conflict of interest is when it comes down to international diplomacy? Like,
he doesn't take any money.
To you, I'm asking you genuinely, like literally, do you not understand what a conflict of interest is in this situation?
And you didn't even let me clarify in the beginning. He's not even the one that's actually going to Iran. It's Steve Wilkoff and Jared Kushner that are traveling to the National Lab in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, for consultations with the team of technical experts that could play a role in the nuclear negotiations. So he's the one that's actually negotiating with the technical team that could be negotiating with, Iran's nuclear interest. He's just doing a meeting with them. He's doing a
You
consultation. He's doing a
just
business
completely
consultation. He's
you
giving a free business service.
you just completely pivoted off of my point.
No, that's
You
what's
just
happening.
completely pivoted off.
There's no interest. There's
No,
no other interest or nothing like that.
I am going to ask you again. Do you understand what a conflict of interest is?
Yes, something that
When it
goes
comes
against.
to
There's nothing that he's
international
doing.
diplomacy.
There's nothing that he's doing that's against international diplomacy. What is he going to do? That Israel's going to give him money and he's going to do something against the interest of America? Is that what you're telling me? Or what country is going to give him money to do interest against it? Like, is this just a conspiracy theory? Do you got any evidence that there's any conflicts of interest? You have any evidence of any countries paying him money? You have any evidence of countries paying him money for political opinions?
I am going to ask you again. Do you know what a conflict of
I
interest
just
is?
explained it to
Every
you.
single time I ask that and you say something, no, you did it. Every time I ask something and you answer it, it seems like you really don't know what a conflict of
I explained it to you.
is.
You want a Webster's
Okay, go ahead. You know
definition?
what?
I just asked you a simple question. You couldn't even answer. You just pivoted. I said, please explain.
Again, then.
I said, please explain who is pursuing his interest, who is conflicting his interest. Please tell us who is conflicting his interest. If you can't name anyone, that means it's not a conflict of interest.
Okay. Here's the funny thing about a conflict of interest, and it's why I think you don't actually fucking understand what it is. So I'm going to ask you to be quiet for just 1 minute. Listen to me and what I'm about to say, comprehend it, and then we will continue talking about it. Otherwise, I'm just going to get off the call, because if we can't have this agreement about what a conflict of interest is, there's no point in continuing the conversation. So does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay. A conflict of interest does not have to be something that has happened. A conflict of interest is a situation that may arise because a person has a personal or financial or professional stake in a deal that is happening between two parties. It can happen legally in government, internationally in diplomacy, just in business itself. I know this because I actually work in this field. So I understand what a conflict of interest is. It does not mean that somebody has to have been influenced already. It means that there is the potential for influence to affect what they are doing. Agreements and arrangements with, like, the House of Saud in Saudi Arabia, or with various government agencies in Israel, which he absolutely does. Even if he is not actively influenced, even if we have no evidence of it, the potential for a conflict of interest is there. And so morally, legally, ethically, he should not be involved in these deals. That's what a conflict of. It does not mean that a outside party has to have already gone ahead and influenced you. It means that the potential for influence is there, which there is.
I'm going to have to.
It is a conflict of interest.
I'm going to have to stop you there.
In any of these deals.
What you're describing is saying everyone has conflict of interest. You can't just say because someone might get paid by someone that it's a conflict of interest. That makes everyone a conflict of interest. The next president might get paid. The Senate might get paid. The governor might get paid. X person might get paid. You might get paid. That means everyone's conflict of interest. That's a horrible definition.
I know that I.
That's way too broad. That is way too broad. You're way, way off. You're way off.
You are completely misrepresenting. You are completely misrepresenting. No. You said something completely different. It's not a matter of the potential of somebody being paid. It's a matter of pre-existing relationships, deals, financial, personal, professional, or otherwise, already existing, to have the potential to influence somebody. Yes.
Okay, so what deals?
Then can go to any
Okay, what deals?
person at any time and offer to bribe them. That's a completely separate thing.
Okay, tell us what deals.
Has multiple
Tell
real
us.
estate development and other infrastructure deals with Saudi Arabia and with Israel.
So, okay, that would be beneficial for his real estate properties for the war to end. How is that a conflict of interest? And many people own many properties out of the country. Barack Obama owns properties in the Middle East. Many people own properties all around the country.
You actually no. Hold on a second. You actually raised a great point. He does have real estate deals and stuff like that, and it would probably be beneficial for the war to end, which means that also is a fucking conflict of interest. I'm not taking a position on this.
Oh, so it's a conflict of interest for everyone. That means it's a conflict. Wait, let me intertwine. Don't get loud.
If he has an opportunity, if he has an opportunity to enrich himself in any way through the diplomacy that is happening, whether it is to end the war, continue the war, whatever it happens to be, if he has that opportunity, he inherently has a conflict of interest.
So everyone has that opportunity.
Be a part.
Everyone has that opportunity. I have that opportunity. You have that opportunity. You're making the definition way too broad. You have to think more critically than this because you can't make definitions so broad. What you're describing is anyone can be a conflict of interest. What person
can be bribed? People who have pre-existing stakes in the situation. People have pre-existing stakes in the situation, regardless of
how many people own properties and how many people own stocks.
Then that is a conflict of interest.
I think every single person involved in this conflict either has stocks, they either have stocks or real estate. Every single person, it doesn't matter if it's $100 or $1,000. Almost all the big shots that are involved in this, all including Iran, everyone has a big.
And you don't see a problem with that?
No, because these interests are the interest of Americans.
Really? I'm sorry, what is in my best interest is being.
If a good negotiation is done, that's the best interest of America. That's what we're talking about, right? Hypothetically speaking.
So far we've spent $110 billion.
I don't know where you get that $110 billion from.
No. I will go through this because I have it specifically. They released a report through Congress what it is. So far, $110 billion has been spent. An F-35, the most expensive multi-role fighter that we have ever created in history, has been totaled after it got shot, not fully down. It did actually make it back to base, but by the time they finished the assessment on the engineering, they realized that it would actually be cheaper to just break it down for parts and build a new one than to fix it. We've lost 2 A-10s. We've lost 7 Strata tanker refueling.
I Googled it. It says 25 billion.
Reaper drones.
I Googled it. It says 25 billion.
That is purely in terms of replacing the material we've lost.
Yeah, that's all we have to do.
That does not include the fuel that we've spent.
The fuel is prepaid for. The fuel is prepaid for. We already paid for the fuel a long time ago. What are you talking about? You don't know how any of this works. We paid for the fuel way beforehand. We have to refuel it. But we already paid for the fuel.
Hold on. Let me ask you something. Let's just be really clear on this, okay? You go on a road trip. You start off with your tank fully full. You've paid for.
Yeah, you refill it.
Okay. You get there. Yeah, you refill it. Do you think that just fucking appears out of nowhere? You don't have to.
That is part of that's covered in the $25 billion. That's covered in the restock.
To build more bombs and missiles?
That's covered in the restock. That's the $25 billion.
That's not. The $25 billion is specifically for the vehicles that were destroyed that we will need to replace.
And the ammunitions.
It does not include the weapons. It just doesn't.
I'm gonna have to
I'm
take a
sorry,
look.
but that's incorrect.
I'm taking a look. Let's see if I can see anything here. Let's see.
By the way, let's also go ahead and
No,
talk
I don't
about
see
what the
that anywhere.
economic
Yeah, I
costs
don't
are
see
for
that.
us. How about
I see a thing where it says global energy fuel costs for $120 billion. I don't see a single article that says 120 billion unless you're counting the damages that we spent on their military infrastructure.
no? Why the fuck would I? I don't care about
Exactly.
their military infrastructure. I care about what we're paying for. So, anyways, let's go back to the actual economic cost of this.
And we already seized $40 billion, so we're profiting. We seized more money. We stole more money from Iran than we spent. That's a fact. Based on these statistics I'm running right here, it says we spent $25 billion on this, and take a search about how much money we stole from Iran.
Okay, first of all, that's pretty fucked up. So what? We're not.
Oh, so now it's fucked up to steal money from terrorists?
Thieves?
Yeah, we steal money from terrorists.
We just
Yeah.
go around and steal people's
Yeah, we
shit?
steal terrorist money. Fuck
It's
terrorists.
pretty fucked up to go and steal money from other countries.
Oh, we stole $120 billion. We made $100 billion off this shit. We made $100 billion off this war. When I dig into these sources, I'm telling you, it says right here, El Pai, El Pais. It's the man. It's the one. It's the Spanish.
If we stole if we stole $100 billion worth of whatever from them, why the fuck is gas so expensive?
Well, gas prices are starting to go down, but because that $120 billion isn't we have it in a bank account. We didn't fully steal it yet. We didn't fully steal it yet. We have the $120 billion in a bank account. We sanctioned it. We sanctioned it. That would be awesome. I hope so too. I hope so too, man. He should have it should.
Right into his pocket.
That would be awesome. He could build the biggest White House in history. He could be president in 2028. He'll make a bunch of big buildings. But are we gonna go back to the fact that we're actually profiting off the Iran war? Did you?
Hold on. Hold on. You go on robot mode. I cannot hear a single thing you're saying.
Can you hear me now or no? Hello?
You are still robot mode.
Hold on.
Hello?
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 Can you hear me?
Hello. There we go. Now I can hear you. The last thing I heard was "Let's go back," but I didn't hear anything after that.
Let's go back to the fact that according to the newspaper in Spain, we're actually making money. We got $120 billion.
Do you think that sanctioning that money makes it ours?
Well, we can take it if we want to. Who's gonna stop us, right?
And does that money go anywhere to Americans in any shape, way, or form?
How am I gonna know? None of this has came out yet. They haven't even talked about taking it. I don't care if it goes towards Americans. If I see a group of terrorist PDF files, if I see a group of terrorist pedos, I'll take their money. Yes. If I see a group of terrorist pedos.
So you don't have a problem with our country using our many, many, many billions to trillions of dollars of military infrastructure paid for by taxpayers to attack another country for no good reason. And I know that you claim that they are going to have a nuclear.
They've only said they're going to nuke us 10 times.
For some inexplicable fucking reason, they're going to detonate that bomb in Israel.
Because they said they're going to nuke us about 20 times.
despite the fact that they can't actually reach the U.S. to begin.
Well, then why do they keep saying they're going to blow us up? Okay, so then why do they keep saying they're going to blow Israel up and America up?
Do you not understand the concept of rhetoric? Is that like beyond your understanding?
Well, it doesn't matter if it's a rhetoric. It doesn't matter. It matters the words you say out of your mouth. If you make threats like that, bad shit's gonna happen to you. And let me ask you this question: if you saw a country full of 100% pedos,
Bad shit happened to us because Donald Trump very stupidly in the middle of the night said, tomorrow night, an entire civilization is going to be wiped off the face of the earth.
this is the government's money. This is the government's money. This is the government's money. This is the government's money.
Where does the government's money come from, Euro?
Mostly oil.
It appeared. Oh my God.
You asked me where it mostly came from. It comes from oil sales mostly. Some of it comes from taxes, but mostly oil sales. 90% of it's from oil. And I don't give a damn.
Okay.
I don't give a damn if that money is going. You think the government's going to make the people's lives better? You think the government makes the people's lives better with their money?
I think that this conversation has actually become unproductive.
Can you just answer, though? I just want a real question.
Batshit insane thing I've ever heard somebody say.
You think that it's good to let the terrorists have their money? If there was a country full of PDF files, kid diddlers, and all more kid diddlers, you wouldn't take their money away. You would just, if you could, and you wouldn't go to jail for it. Would you or would you not?
Oh, if there was a country that was engendering that, I would say we need to do everything diplomatically to make sure that they stop fucking doing that.
Okay.
Them, but you don't need to actually blow them up to sanction them.
If they are doing that type of shit, yes, you should. And if they're screaming death to America and they're saying they're going to nuke America and they're literally encouraging child marriage, that right there is enough reason to do it. Right there is enough reason to do it. The fact that they encourage child marriage is right there enough.
You know what? Louisiana fucking encourages.
No, it doesn't. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. No, they don't. It's legal, but they don't encourage it. They don't encourage it. It's legal. You know that.
14 years old. Oh, are you kidding me?
They don't encourage it. No, there is no. There's not. There's not. No, I've never. No, I don't know anyone. No, no.
Church of Latter-day Saints. How about the Church of Latter-day Saints?
That's a weird off branch of Mormonism. I don't care about Mormonism, and that's not a Christian church. Latter-day Saints. They're not Christian. They're not Christian.
Not completely controlled by the.
No, they're not.
Church?
No, they're not.
Oh my God! All right.
I don't know about Utah. I don't know about Utah, honestly, but I don't know. I don't think they're. Do you think the whole country's controlled by Catholics?
Girl, you don't pay.
I don't know about Utah. I heard about it before, but do I think it's controlled? No. Do I think it's controlled? No. I don't know what happened. My freaking computer died. Y'all are gonna say, "Oh, you cut him off. You cut him off." But yeah, my computer literally died. If you're watching this. But guys, drop some like buttons. Drop some like buttons. Drop some likes, I mean. Literally, that's horrible. I don't even know what just happened. The computer just turned off. He's lying. Okay, here come those comments. Here come those comments. I'm trying to connect back in. How long I believed what? What's up? What's up? I don't know what just happened. It disconnected out of the damn call. I don't know. It's Plugged in. I thought it was plugged in. But give me a moment, guys. Um, I did not rage quit. That was on my end. My computer died. I don't know about the Latter-day Saints like that. Do I think the whole government is controlled by them in Utah? No. There's obviously people that operate outside the Latter-day Saints in Utah. But I really don't know. I don't pay attention what goes on in Utah. Why would I? That makes 0 sense. Why would I pay attention to what goes on in Utah? And I really could care less if there's bad people in this country, yeah, but when there's an entire country that is openly on national television telling you to do that, yeah, that's enough reason right there. That's enough reason right there, ain't it? On national television, worshiping that kind of stuff. Is that okay with y'all? Hold on, y'all. The computer's turning back on, but hold on. Okay, the camera's back, the computer's back. We can call him now. Other than I'm trying to figure out how I can plug this in. I really need another charging port or something. I didn't think this through. Oh my god. I don't even know what's happening right now. It died. Guys, can we get to 50 likes? You better bring that caller back. I'm trying, man. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Let's see if I can do it. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, okay. I think it's working now. Hold on, chat. Oh. No, Jews don't run this country. We already been over this about 100 times over. Get the likes up though, guys. I'm real upset that the call just ended. The facts are we can't let all these illegal alien immigrants just pour into our country, and we can't let all these radical Islamists, try to control us and say, "Oh, don't go to Iran." This was, gonna happen eventually, no matter what. Yeah, I'm pro-Israel. Double tap that like button. Double tap that like button, guys. Let's get those likes way, way up. I don't really care about one bad quarter of inflation. Inflation will go down next quarter. Israel is not a terrorist country, sir. Please don't call Israel that. Please, sir, please, I beg you, don't call Israel that. Please, Israel's not a terrorist state. I honestly think it was because I had the wrong computer cable. Because now I'm plugged back in, everything's running back up. We're going to get the caller back on here, hopefully. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Thank you for the gifts. But one more thing we do need to do is hopefully this doesn't kill it. Like, hopefully this doesn't kill it. Lies? Prove it. Prove what? What do you want me to prove today? How do you dislike? You take your thumb and you sit on it. That's how. Okay, hopefully everything goes smoothly. Let's see. Yes. Gas is under $5. Oh, he didn't answer. He didn't answer, chat. If anyone else wants to join in, let me know. Drop $100 super chat. We can get a debate going on. I'm not ignoring your comments. What's up, brother? Go drop me some likes. Who needs to be defended? Trump doesn't need to be defended. Yeah, I know. He probably does think I hung up on him. He said he has to make a drink. Okay? No, I don't want you to immigrate. We have enough immigrants. What's up? What's up? Get those likes way up there. Hold on, guys. It's probably just literally gonna die. Yeah, I don't know what else to do, guys. I need to unplug a bunch of my wires and plug them back in. Because this definitely isn't gonna work. So I'm gonna have to come back on stream. I'll be back. Hold on, y'all. Peace out.